Good morning everybody, we're here in Fairlands in Randburg area today and we're installing an 8 kilowatt Deye Inverter with 12 560 watt Canadian solar panels, and then we're also doing 3 Greenrich 5 kilowatt hour batteries for the customer. This is one of the specials we launched. We just tweaked it slightly for the customer just to add an additional battery and a couple of panels, and this system costs around 124,000 Rand. Let me show you the journey for the day and the end result at the end. So here you are in the customer's garage. As you can see, we have quite a fair bit to unpack. Ford's already busy on the front right side of the garage to mount inverters. So we're mounting the inverter as far forward as possible. The customer doesn't have a big car here, but you never know, the next owner and all that sort of stuff might want to have a big bucket in here. So that's why we're not mounting in the front here, because you might need the full distance of the garage to park a bigger car. So we're going to the front right, so the doors won't be an issue, and then we'll put the 3 batteries at the bottom there. The 3 batteries will go via bus bar and a 250 amp battery disconnect. The AC is going to go up and out. The main DB is just behind this wall over here, so we're just busy drilling through the walls. It's underneath the staircase, so we're running the AC cable that way. DC cables on the left. So this is obviously double-story house, so it's a slab. It also always makes it a little bit difficult. Sorry, the boys was just drilling there. But yeah, on the DC side, we're just going to go out towards the back of the property, and then there's an access panel we can use to go up to the roof and mount the panels. Just to show you the property's roof. So this facing me now is north, so we're going to be mounting 4 panels on that section over there and 2 panels there. So the customer is actually more of an east-west facing roof, but I wanted to put some panels facing north because obviously north is the most ideal location. So we're splitting 2 and 4 panels, but it's on one string, and then we're going to do 6 panels on the eastern side of the roof. So yeah, the customer's going to get really good power in the morning, and then throughout the day on the northern side of it as well. So as you can see, the panels are here at the bottom, so it's 560 watt Canadian solar panels. And yeah, show you a little bit later what it looks like. It's about 10:15 at the moment in the morning, so just a quick update. So we've got all the roof hooks and the rails connected, and we just lifted all the panels. So like I said, there's 2 panels over there, 4 over there, and there were 4 on them standing at the moment. We're going to put 6 panels facing east. Let me show you in the garage quickly. Godfrey, as usual, it's got his pot over here, and he's just busy wiring the AC combiner for us. I'll run through the switchgear in the AC combiner a little bit later. Ford is busy mounting all the inverters and batteries. So we've got the inverter mounted, about 500mm from the left hand side of the wall, and then we've got our DC combiner, which has got 2 strings in it with surge protection fuses and breaker. We've got the bus bar for the battery cables, and then from the bus bars can go through a 250 amp battery disconnect into the inverter, and our AC DB is going to go here. Trying to find the angle where I can show you guys all the panels, but yeah, so we've got the 2 panels facing north over there. Those are also in one string of these 4 panels on this north facing roof, and then we've got 6 panels running there. So all the panels are mounted already. We're just busy pulling through the DC cabling and the earthing cables, and then once we've terminated that, we can come down and terminate into the DC combiner, and then the panel should be ready to go. Another quick little update, guys. So we're just busy starting doing the battery cables from the bus bar to the various batteries, and then we'll go through to the inverter. Got the AC combiner pre-wired and mounted. We've got the ESCOM or the prepaid plug mounted. Just a box mounted already as well, and then we've got trunking all installed, and we're just busy pulling through the AC cable with the speaker cable. The speaker cable, of course, is for the city clamp. It goes over your mains in order to. So we just drilled through this double wall over here, and that obviously comes through over here. So we just have one single trunking running here, and that obviously goes into the stairs area where the main DB is located. So we've got it coming down there, and then we're into the main DB. Just to show you this quickly at the back, so we've got inside the service channel here, we've got conduit coming down, so our DC cables come down here in this conduit, and then it goes through the wall to the other side I just showed you, and then our earth cable just runs all the way down, and as you can see, we just digged here, and our earth spike we hit in the ground over here, and yeah, that's the DC side done. Just want to do a quick last video before we close up. So we've got our AC combiner wired, we've got our AC cable coming down, we've got our ESCOM plug for the prepaid meter as well already wired, and then from the switchgear we're going to the inverter with the AC cable. We've got all our battery cables coming down, the earthing for the battery coming down, the communication cable coming down as well, and then of course from the bus bar we're going into the battery disconnect, and from the battery disconnect into the inverter, and Ford's just busy with the last wiring. So we've got both strings coming through with the earthing from the top as well, and we are just terminating all of that, and then we should be very close to switching on, putting in the battery fuses, and then I'm going to close up. So the next thing I show you should be the final product. there we go, guys, the final product. So we've got an 8 kilowatt Deye Inverter with 3 5 kilowatt Greenrich batteries. As you can see, the lights are flashing at the moment, so we're just giving it a nice boost charge to get it full for the first charge. And then we've got the bus bar, and then it goes through the battery disconnect into the inverter. On this side, we've got our DC combiner box with 2 strings. So we've got our surge protection, 2 fuses, and a solar DC breaker for the 1 string, and then the same for the 2nd string. And then on the AC side, we've got our AC surge protection, our ESCOM feed breaker, indicator light, our changeover switch to switch between inverter and ESCOM. And of course, if you have it in the middle, everything is off. And then we have our inverter load breaker and indicator light as well on the DC side of things. AC side of things, sorry. Yeah, on the inverter itself, as you can see, the panel is about 3 o'clock at the moment. So the panel is still giving us 3 kilowatt. The ESCOM is helping out with 2.5 kilowatt at the moment, just to give the battery the first charge. As you can see, the battery is 81%, so I normally try and give it a full charge before I leave the customer the first time. And then the house is only using about 230 watts at the moment. Now, just to show you guys a little bit of other things, so on the battery setting signs, normally lithium and it's communicating. So these batteries are about 97 amps per battery. So max charge current is about 100 amps. You can obviously set that faster or slower depending on how aggressive you want to be. And then obviously we can fully discharge 8 kilowatt, which is 185 amps, since our batteries can discharge far more than that as well. Then on your system mode work settings, this is normally what I set for the first time. You can see here the whole purpose is to charge the full during the day, so I make my top charge 95%, and then we're going to discharge every night to 30%. And then just the settings in between is just giving the sun a head start to 9 o'clock to get to 35%, 12 o'clock to 50%, and then at 4:30 we start discharging down to 50% again. Then another 10% from 9 to 2 o'clock, and another 10% between 2 and 9 o'clock in the evening. I do take grid charge just to make it easy for the customers, but this is sort of the first setup I do, and then we monitor it for a week or so, and then we can do final or refinement just to make sure that we don't use ESCOM to charge the batteries, and we just get the maximum out of our system. But yeah, that's a 8 kilowatt Deye system with 15 kilowatt hour Greenrich batteries, and then we also have 12 560 watt panels on the roof, all done and dusted.